Have you ever noticed how the smallest things, the ones you never question, might actually have entire histories, conspiracies, and science lessons hiding inside them? Like, why did American soldiers in Vietnam wear poker cards on their helmets? Why don't high-voltage wires have insulation? Or why the bottom button of a suit jacket is never, ever buttoned? Every why we overlook is a window into something bigger: war, fashion, evolution, even psychology. Today, we're diving deep into a world built on strange decisions that actually make perfect sense once you understand why. War, superstition, and symbolism. Let's start in Vietnam, 1967. American soldiers are tired, the jungle's alive with mosquitoes and fear, and on their helmets, something unusual appears: playing cards, specifically the ace of spades. The rumor? Charlie. That's what they called the Viet Cong, was terrified of it. A symbol of death, they said. Psychological warfare in card form. The truth? The Vietnamese had no idea what the card meant. They weren't superstitious about it at all. They were just confused why Americans were littering the jungle with plastic cards like a deranged casino. But for the soldiers, it worked. Not as a weapon, but as a totem. It gave them a sense of control in chaos. A way to say, we have luck on our side. Eventually, Command even started printing special decks for morale, some even with pin-up girls and swear words. Sometimes, it's not the symbol that matters, it's the belief behind it. The invisible engineering of the world. Now look up. Ever wondered why high-voltage power lines, carrying thousands of volts, are completely bare? Like, shouldn't they be wrapped in something? Turns out, no insulation is the insulation. Dry air is an incredible barrier, better than any plastic could be at those voltages. Covering them would trap moisture, create heat faults, and lead to massive breakdowns. The real trick isn't coating them. It's keeping them far enough apart that they never meet. A quiet ballet of physics happening right above your head, when science gets violent. Okay, let's go underwater for a second. Imagine dropping a grenade into a river. On land, a grenade kills with flying metal fragments. But underwater, those fragments slow down instantly. Water's too dense. The real killer becomes pressure. The shockwave crushes air-filled organs, lungs, sinuses, tearing tissue apart. Within 6 to 7 meters, it's fatal. It's not the explosion you see that kills you. It's the one you don't feel until it's too late. The battle of fabric and friction. Let's talk about something less explosive: your sweater. Ever notice those annoying little balls? Lint, fuzz, pilling, whatever you call them. That's your fabric literally eroding under stress. Friction from washing, rubbing, or even sitting down breaks fibers loose. They roll together into tiny balls, fashion's equivalent of acne. And yes, it's your fault. Improper washing, wrong temperature, harsh drying, all speed it up. Synthetics like nylon and polyester are the worst offenders. Only acrylic resists, the humble hero of sweaters. Ink, skin, and memory. Here's something wild. Your skin completely renews itself every few weeks. So why don't tattoos fade away? The secret's in the layers. The top, the epidermis, sheds constantly. But tattoo ink is injected deeper into the dermis, a layer protected by collagen, slow to change, almost eternal. Your immune system tries to remove the pigment, fails, and just gives up. It walls it off. Your tattoo becomes part of your biological story, trapped art, immortal beneath the surface. When time itself falters, even machines that live for precision can fail. Your quartz watch, for example, it runs on a tiny crystal that vibrates at a perfect frequency at 25 degrees Celsius. But change the temperature, and that vibration shifts. The colder it gets, the slower it ticks. That's why cheap watches lag in winter. High-end ones use temperature-compensated crystals, a fix so perfect they drift by just a few seconds per year. Your gut has a mind of its own. You've heard people say trust your gut. Turns out, you literally can. Your intestines have their own nervous system, 100 million neurons strong. Even if the vagus nerve connecting it to your brain is cut, your gut keeps working. It thinks, reacts, produces neurotransmitters. Scientists call it the second brain. And the best part? It sends more signals to your brain than the brain sends to it. Which might explain why anxiety hits your stomach first. The button nobody touches. All right, fashion mystery time. Why does no one ever button the bottom button of a jacket? Blame King Edward VII, a man with a large appetite and an even larger belly. He left the bottom button undone for comfort, and the British elite copied him out of loyalty. That's it. That's the entire reason. An old king couldn't fit into his suit, and now, over a century later, neither can we. Over time, though, it also became practical. Suits evolved from horseback riding coats, and you couldn't sit comfortably with that last button fastened. So now, we all follow an ancient rule of royal indigestion. When your body fights time, ever taken a long flight and felt like your brain's still in another country? That's jet lag. Your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, doesn't instantly adjust to new time zones. When you fly east, it's worse. You're shortening your day. Your body thinks it's still night when the sun's already blazing. It's not just sleep. Jet lag messes with hormones, hunger, body temperature. Basically, your whole operating system freezes. Give it a few days, though, your brain eventually sinks to the new sunrise. When clean kills, boiled water might sound safe, but don't pour it into your fish tank. Boiling kills oxygen and good microbes, turning living water into dead liquid. Fish need oxygen-rich environments. So that clean water you poured in, it's suffocating them quietly. Boiling purifies for humans, but sterilizes for everything else. The dangerous comfort of heat. Heat, the universal comfort. But not every pain should be warmed. When you apply heat to an inflamed area, blood vessels expand. That sends infection and toxins spreading beyond the injury site. You feel temporary relief, but you've actually just let the enemy escape. So yes, warmth soothes, but sometimes it spreads the fire instead of putting it out. Why don't mosquitoes carry HIV? Let's start with one of humanity's biggest reliefs. Mosquitoes, they suck, but not that way. See, when a mosquito bites you, it's not injecting blood from the last person it bit. It's injecting saliva. That's what causes the itch, a mix of anticoagulants and enzymes. HIV, on the other hand, can't survive or replicate inside a mosquito. The virus needs human cells to multiply, and mosquitoes don't have those. So even though they can carry a bunch of awful stuff, malaria, dengue, Zika, Rift Valley fever, HIV just doesn't make the cut. Science 1, Paranoia 0. Why do words get stuck on the tip of our tongue? You know that frustrating moment when you know the word, but it just won't come out? That's your brain glitching, not forgetting. Different parts of your brain handle meaning, memory, and language naming. Sometimes they fall out of sync. You can picture the thing, feel it, maybe even remember where you learned it. But the language center just won't deliver the word. The more you force it, the worse it gets. And weirdly, as we age, it happens more often. Not because we're losing memory, but because our brains have so much stored information, it takes longer to search the database. Basically, your brain's Google has too many tabs open. Why was sushi not originally eaten with rice? Sushi, the icon of Japanese cuisine, didn't start out the way you think. Originally, in Southeast Asia, boiled rice wasn't eaten at all. It was just fermentation material for fish. The rice would sour, preserving the fish for months, and then it was tossed out. It wasn't until 14th to 16th century Japan that someone went, wait, what if we ate the rice too? They added vinegar to it, shortening the fermentation time and improving the taste. Then, in the 1800s, Chef Yohei Hanaya had the genius idea: raw fish plus vinegared rice, served fresh. And that's how sushi transformed from old fermented fish storage to global five-star art. Why did sailors wear flared pants? Bell-bottoms, before they were a disco thing, they were a Navy thing. The U.S. Navy made flared pants official in 1810, and it wasn't about style, it was pure function. Wide pants let sailors move easily, climbing ropes and masts, roll up their legs while scrubbing decks, and, if they fell overboard, slip them off quickly before drowning. The flares could even trap air and act as makeshift flotation aids. Turns out, bell-bottoms weren't fashion. They were survival. Why are bacteria afraid of UV light? Ultraviolet light, invisible, deadly, and bacteria's worst nightmare. UV rays have wavelengths short enough to pierce right into DNA and RNA, breaking molecular bonds. That damage stops bacteria and viruses from replicating. That's why hospitals use UV lamps to disinfect rooms. But it's also why too much tanning wrecks your skin cells too. To bacteria, UV is death. To humans, it's vacation. Why are piggy banks shaped like pigs? Pigs, money savers of the medieval world. In 15th century England, people used a type of orange clay called pygg to make pots, including ones for coins. So pygg pots eventually became pig pots, and when potters started making them in pig shapes, the pun just stuck. Other cultures had their own reasons. In China, pigs symbolized wealth and abundance. In Indonesia, the word ceiling means both pig and savings. So, yes, the pig became an international financial advisor. Why do painting eyes follow you? Ever feel like a portrait's eyes are watching you? It's an illusion. If the artist painted the eyes looking straight ahead, they'll always appear to stare at you. Because perspective and lighting don't change when you move. In a 2D image, your brain assumes the eyes are aligned with you. Step to the side, they still seem to follow. Creepy? A bit. But that haunted painting is just geometry in disguise. Why do camels spit? Camels spit, and they're shockingly good at it. Sometimes it's accidental, but most of the time, it's deliberate. It's their defense mechanism, a mix of saliva and half-digested food launched at predators or annoying tourists. It's how they say, back off. And given that they can hit targets with sniper precision, you really should. Why doesn't the Earth's core freeze? Deep beneath your feet, the Earth's core burns hotter than the surface of the sun. It's cooling, slowly, but radioactive decay keeps it alive. Elements like uranium and thorium release heat as they decay, keeping the core molten. Plus, the friction between the core and the mantle adds energy, and the massive pressure prevents solidification. So, no, the core isn't frozen. It's a billion-year furnace, still powering the magnetic field that protects all life above. Why did women start wearing high heels? Plot twist, heels were invented for men. Persian soldiers used them to lock their boots into stirrups while riding. When the trend reached Europe, it became a symbol of class, because only the wealthy could afford to not walk comfortably. Then came Catherine de' Medici in the 1500s. She wanted to appear taller, more elegant, and started a revolution. Today, heels are a fashion statement, but their history? All about power and posture. Why is Web 3.0 the future? Right now, most of the internet is centralized, controlled by a few giant corporations. Web 3.0 wants to change that. Coined by Ethereum co-founder Gavin Wood in 2014, Web 3 is built on blockchain technology, where data and ownership are decentralized. No middlemen, no single point of control. Think of it like taking the internet out of corporate hands and putting it back into the users. Still early days, but the idea is huge. From cryptocurrency to decentralized websites, Web 3 could rewrite how the internet and power work. Why don't monkeys sound like humans? Chimpanzees share 98% of our DNA, but can't say hi. Why? The answer lies in a gene called FXB2. It controls fine motor speech patterns, the rhythm and muscle control needed for language. Humans evolved a unique version of it. Monkeys didn't. Their FXB2 works differently, influencing other body functions instead. So while chimps can understand symbolic gestures, their vocal cords and brain wiring just can't form human speech. Basically, evolution muted them. Why are snowflakes hexagonal? Snowflakes are tiny, frozen blueprints of geometry. Water molecules form bonds in a lattice, and hydrogen bonds love symmetry. The angles they make naturally form six-sided structures. Every flake starts as a hexagon, but temperature, humidity, and air pressure sculpt the rest. So no two snowflakes are identical, but they all begin the same way, perfectly hexagonal. Why do songs get stuck in your head? That catchy tune you can't stop humming? Scientists call it an earworm. It's usually a fast, repetitive song with distinct pitch changes, designed to loop effortlessly in your brain's auditory cortex. The more you hear it, the stronger the neural connection becomes. Then one day, a sound, smell, or word triggers it, and boom, Baby Shark is back. The cure? Listen to the full song, or distract your brain with another. But good luck. Once it's in, it lives there rent-free. Why do stars fall? They're not stars at all, just cosmic debris. When tiny asteroid fragments enter Earth's atmosphere, friction makes them burn up, leaving glowing trails. If they survive and hit the ground, we call them meteorites. So those shooting stars you wish on, they're space dust, burning up for a few seconds to make your night magical. Why are potatoes called the second bread? In some cultures, bread is life, but in others, the potato took that role. 200 grams of potatoes can fill you for hours. They contain almost all essential amino acids, are rich in potassium, and provide steady energy. When famine hit Europe, potatoes literally kept people alive. Cheap, filling, and reliable, the second bread of humanity. Why does hot water freeze faster than cold? It's called the Mpemba effect. Hot water evaporates faster, reducing its volume, and with fewer molecules, it can freeze quicker. Cold water freezes from the top, forming an ice barrier that slows cooling. Hot water freezes from the inside, more evenly. It's counterintuitive, yes, but nature loves paradoxes. Why shouldn't you put out gasoline fires with water? Because physics will betray you. Gasoline is lighter than water, so when you pour water on it, it floats, spreading the flames instead of smothering. Water cools, yes, but it can't suffocate fire without contact. And since gasoline resists mixing, the fire just grows wider. To stop it, you need foam or sand, something that blocks oxygen completely. So, no, don't play firefighter with water and petrol. Why do cramps happen? Cramps, those sudden, stabbing muscle spasms that make you question your existence. They happen when muscles contract involuntarily, often from dehydration, low potassium, calcium deficiency, or overuse. Even bad posture or sitting too long can trigger them. So next time your calf locks up mid-sleep, it's not bad luck. It's your body yelling, "Hydrate me." Why is it healthy to cry? We don't cry because we're weak. We cry because we're human. Tears flush out stress hormones, regulate blood pressure, clean our eyes, and even open nasal passages. They're emotional reset buttons. Every teardrop is your body saying, "Let's start again." So yeah, crying is therapy. Free and clinically approved. Why should you not eat snow? It looks clean. It's not. Snowflakes trap pollutants as they fall. Carbon, dust, even car exhaust particles. So by eating snow, you're basically eating cold city smog. Plus, too much snow can chill your core temperature and cause dehydration. So maybe skip the snow cone straight from the sky. Why were British police officers used to wear a strange strap between their lips and chin? It wasn't a fashion statement, it was survival gear. That strap kept their helmets from being yanked off during a fight. If someone grabbed from behind, the strap locked under the lip, not the neck. Today, a safer double chin strap does the job, covering the neck and saving the officer. Why would the world cease to exist without bacteria? You scrub them off your hands, but they're the reason you're alive. Inside you, in your gut and organs, live billions of bacteria that run your body's chemistry. Out in nature, they recycle everything, from dead leaves to corpses. They fix nitrogen for plants, clean the earth, and keep the food chain moving. Take bacteria away, and life simply stops. Why did the dinosaurs go extinct? It wasn't one bad day, it was a cascade. An asteroid slammed into what's now Mexico, throwing dust into the sky and blocking the sun. Cold, dark earth. Plants died, then the herbivores, then the predators. Some say a deadly epidemic helped finish the job. Whatever it was, the giants fell, and mammals rose to take their place. Why shouldn't the air conditioner be switched on when the window is open? That fresh air ruins everything. Dust rushes in, clogs the filter, and fills your lungs before you even notice. Meanwhile, the open window lets heat back in, forcing the machine to fight harder, wearing it down faster. So while you think you're cooling the room, you're really overworking your AC and breathing grime. Why do girls wear pink and boys blue? It wasn't nature, it was marketing. In the 19th century, stores pushed colors to sell more clothes. At one point, pink was strong and meant for boys. Blue was gentle for girls. Then trends flipped. By the late 20th century, pink was firmly feminine, all thanks to advertising, not instinct. Why does silver turn black? It's not bad silver, it's chemistry. Sulfur in the air reacts with silver's surface, creating a dark layer of tarnish. Even pieces locked away or rarely worn aren't safe. The air finds them. Perfumes, cosmetics, even moisture speed it up. That black coating, just silver's way of showing it's alive in the air. Why does hair get electrified? Every winter, your hair becomes a lightning rod. Friction from sweaters or scarves transfers electrons, and suddenly, your strands repel each other. Cold air makes it worse. Dry hair, dry rooms, synthetic fabrics. So your hair stands on end, not from fear, but from physics. Why doesn't a high jumper move sideways as the earth spins? Because the jumper's already moving with the earth. When you leap, you don't lose that motion. It stays with you, locked in by inertia. To someone nearby, you go straight up. But from space, you're still racing east with the planet, just a few centimeters higher. Why is the number pi called that? Pi isn't random. It's the first letter of the Greek word parametros, meaning around. In 1706, William Jones used it to represent the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. Euler popularized it, and the world followed. The number itself, 3.14159, was known long before the symbol. The name just gave infinity a face. Why did Picasso stoke the stove with his paintings? Because hunger burns colder than regret. In 1900, a young Picasso was broke in Paris. Too poor for firewood, he fed his stove with his own art. Out of that despair came his blue period. Haunted faces, lonely souls, endless cold. Sometimes, suffering doesn't kill art. It forges it. Why do store prices end in .99? Because our brains read from left to right and stop too soon. We see for .99 and register the 4, not the .99. It feels cheaper, even though it's just 1 cent off. That tiny illusion has moved trillions in sales. We don't buy logic, we buy how numbers feel. When you zoom out, from fish tanks to fighter helmets, from jackets to jet lag, there's a quiet pattern. Every strange why in our world starts as confusion, but ends as a story about humans trying to make sense of chaos. Soldiers carried aces of spades for luck. Kings unbuttoned suits for comfort. Scientists discovered why clocks slow down and why our guts think for themselves. The world is filled with things that look random, until you stop, stare, and ask, why? And maybe that's the real lesson here. Curiosity is what keeps civilization alive. Every question we ask, no matter how small, pulls a hidden thread in the universe. If you enjoyed unraveling the logic behind chaos, don't forget to subscribe. Because next time, we're going deeper.